Hello and welcome back to the lecture series. In today's video, we'll be talking about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Before I start the lesson, I would like to draw your attention towards the importance of reproduction by quoting Ernest Mayr, a pioneer evolutionary biologist. In his book titled The Growth of Biological Thought, Diversity, Evolution and Inheritance, Ernest Mayr defined species as a reproductive community of populations that occupies a specific niche in nature. He mentioned that a species is reproductively isolated from each other. This means that reproduction is such an important event that not only helps in perpetuation of species but also helps a community of population to be known as species. Let us have an overview of this chapter. Sexual reproduction takes place in all the flowering plants. Flower is the main site for all the events of sexual reproduction to take place, starting from production of gametes to fusion of gametes and ending up into zygote. After the post-fertilization events, end products are formed, which are fruits and seeds. The diversity in inflorescence, flowers and floral parts leads to adaptation but ensures that the end products are formed in all the flowering plants post sexual reproduction. Flower is a modified shoot with internodes and leaves. Internodes are highly condensed and leaves are specialized differently in order to act as different floral parts. A complete flower will have four whorls attached to a receptacle. These include calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. We'll look into each of these parts separately. Starting from calyx, it is lower accessory whorl of sepals. In most of the plants, in most of the flowers, it is green in color, and in bud condition, it is used to protect other floral parts. Next is corolla, that is the upper accessory whorl of petals. These are brightly colored, beautifully colored in order to attract insects for pollination. The petals have a lower narrow part that is known as claw and the upper expanded part is known as limb. The female reproductive part forms the innermost whorl of flower known as gynoecium. The pistil is considered as unit of gynoecium that consists of stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is the top terminal receptive part that is supposed to receive pollens. It is connected through a stalk-like style to the basal swollen part known as ovary that contains ovules. Stamens are the male reproductive part that forms another whorl of flowers known as androecium. Stamen has two parts, a stalk-like filament and a knob-like terminal anther. Each anther has two lobes attached to the back of a sterile band known as connective. You might be able to recall from the previous chapter that each organism has three phases in its life cycle: juvenile phase, reproductive phase, and senescence. In all flowering plants, the reproductive phase begins with initiation of flowering. What causes flowering to begin? What is the reason behind uh, plants to start producing flowers? It is changes in the hormone and the structural changes that lead to differentiation and development of floral primordium. Inflorescences are formed that bears floral bud and then the flowers. Within flowers, androecium and gynoecium differentiates and develops. Androecium is the male reproductive structure and bears stamen. Gynoecium is the female reproductive structure that bears carpel. In the next lecture, we'll be talking about pre-fertilization, structures and the events, starting with stamen.